Hello, fam. Sean K. Shaun K. Right. Halloween.
Yes. Next month.
I'm talking about the films, though, not the holiday. Have you ever, and I can answer this question already, but I'm going to give you the option to answer it correctly or incorrectly. Have you ever seen a Halloween film?
I don't think so. I can't remember.
Correct answer is no.
I'm sure I would have remembered it.
Do you know who the antagonist is?
This is one of those. This is the trick one that you always ask me, isn't it?
Yep.
Because it's.
Who is the antagonist? So this film came out in that spree of 80s films where everyone loved horror slasher films. Who is the antagonist of Halloween?
Is it that daft one where it's like it's not the guy, it's actually his mum? Is it that one? Is that the trick one that you always ask me? Or is it not one? Is it not that one?
No. There's so many horror fans who've just palmed their faces like you're coming. Of course, that's Psycho, you pillock. It's one of the most famous horror movies of all time. It came out in the 60s, not the 80s.
No, but I said, is this the trick question you always ask me? You said yes. I thought it was that one. You asked me that before.
Have I?
Yeah, where is it like it's not Jason, it's his mum.
Oh, that one. Right, that one. You made Friday the 13th.
That one, yeah, because you always ask me that as like a trick question.
It's not Jason or Mrs. Voorhees. That's the classic horror movie question. If someone says who's the villain in, because it's a Scream, it was a Scream gag. So anyone who says who's the main villain in Friday the 13th, everyone who thinks they're clever always says Jason.
Right.
It's not Jason. It's Mrs. Voorhees.
So that's what I thought you were getting.
Every subsequent sequel was Jason.
Right.
Right.
So it's not.
Who's the killer in Halloween? I've narrowed it down because it's not Jason.
It's not
and
Jason.
It's not Mrs. Voorhees. And it's not his mother. Do you know any famous horror movie names?
I know Edward Scissorhands, but it's not. Is it not that one? It's not that one, is it? No, it's not that one. I don't watch horror movies. No.
So many horror films now.
I don't watch horror movies. How am I supposed to know? So many
horror movie fans now who just again went at your. Hold on.
What was so funny about that though? I don't watch horror movies.
Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah.
That's Johnny Depp.
Yeah, I know.
That's not a horror movie.
I thought it was.
Are you talking about Freddy?
I don't know horror movies.
So just because he's got knives on his hands, you think he's Edward Scissorhands?
Yeah, I'd be scared of that.
Oh, he's Freddy Krueger, that one.
Freddy Krueger.
That's Nightmare on Elm Street.
Is that who I'm trying to think?
That's who you're trying to think of. The one who actually kills Johnny Depp in his first movie. Johnny Depp, a few years later, becomes Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah.
But not in the same movie universe. He just played Tim Burton's Edward Scissorhands.
Why did I think Edward Scissorhands is a horror movie?
Because he's got knives on his hands, or scissors on his hands, if you want to say that.
No, but I felt like it wasn't that at
this
that
is
like
a whole sequence, by the way, just you trying to guess films.
No, but
guessing the complete.
No, but wasn't that like when Nicole did that horror thing? There was an Edward Scissorhands there that was chasing her. Wasn't there? She said there was.
That not Freddy?
No.
Did he have a hat on?
I wasn't there. I don't know. It was Nicole.
No, it'll have been Freddy. It'll have not been Edward.
Which one was Freddy?
Freddy's the one with knives on his fingers, but he's got a glove on.
There are too many people that have things on their fingers.
There is literally two of them, and you've confused them. There is Freddy, who's the horror movie villain, the one who says, "Welcome to my nightmare," played by Robert Englund, and he has a glove that has knives on them. Edward Scissorhands is a man who has scissors for hands.
Right.
And that's Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp plays him.
That's not the same guy, okay.
No.
I don't know horror movies. I'm sorry. So
Who is the antagonist in Halloween?
I don't know enough horror movie things to know who it is.
It's Michael Myers. He's the one with the white mask.
Does he have a chainsaw? Is that him? Oh no.
No, but I'll let you off for that one. That one's
because
that one's Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
The
one where you see him sort of in the field, sort of swinging the thing around like a psycho. I shouldn't say psycho because you'd get confused, wouldn't I?
No, because I saw one of those movies with Alexander
Daddario.
Daddario,
That was
yeah.
Texas Chainsaw.
Was that one? Ah.
Because he's a cannibal who puts people's faces on.
Ah.
And he has a chainsaw. Michael Myers he wears a William Shatner mask. It's sort of like, yeah, it's weird. He wears a William Shatner mask.
It's not that, I just don't know what that is.
Who, William Shatner? He was the original Captain Kirk. We've now been recording you guessing who this character is for 5 minutes.
I don't know horror movies. You know this.
You can skip to our real reaction. I'm just having too much fun with
You
this.
know that I don't know horror movies,
Michael
and
Myers
you've just done this to
Michael
embarrass
Myers
me, and now I'm just like, now I'm just gonna.
Don't worry, the entire internet will take your side. So Michael Myers, he wears like the white. It's like a pale, very pale white mask, and he has just like a normal knife. He wears like overalls.
Right.
No. So the movie was really famous because in the opening it starts off where you see a lass getting murdered.
Oh, is this where he kills his sister and it's actually like a child?
And then it shows you them pulling the mask off and it's like a toddler. And then he grows up and then he goes on a killing spree. Jamie Lee Curtis was the famous protagonist. You don't know who that is. Anyway, we're going to react to this now eventually. How many minutes in? 6 minutes in.
Embarrassed me because you know I don't know horror. That's why you did it, isn't it? Because you know I don't know.
That's a good idea for all of... When's Halloween? It's the end of October, isn't it? It is the end of October.
October 31st.
October 31st. For all of October...
No, who's the idiot?
For all of October, we should watch classic horror movies. That's a good idea. They're from the 80s. How scary could they be? Anyway,
this is me who gets scared of everything.
I know, Katie jumps when the dog sneezes. So we're going to finally react to this trailer for Halloween Kills. So supposedly this is the first in the very last two. We all know what will happen in 10 years' time. They'll restart it, but you know, this is supposedly the last two. And we're going to react to it.
Been?
Loads. Literally loads. Not as many as Friday the 13th and Halloween. And, no, Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street, but still loads of them. Let's react. Oh. I think it's called The Shape or something. People call him The Shape.
Why would you want to leave?
Oh, it's a mask. That bloody bird. Yeah, of course the gun didn't have any bullets. Yeah, that's actually William Shatner's, like a William Shatner mask.
My grandmother set the fire.
Tell me what.
Michael Myers is alive.
That's Jamie Lee Curtis.
A man couldn't have survived that fire.
He isn't a man. He's The Shape.
40 years ago,
That music.
came for us.
It's really famous music.
Survivors of Michael Myers.
Oh.
We fight.
This might actually be the
We're gonna hunt him
the
down.
last one.
Put an end to this. He is not gonna stop killing until we stop him.
That's actually...
Track Michael's victims. That's a straight line to Michael's childhood home.
Oh, that's cool.
Why don't you just move?
He's coming for me.
Move house?
But I'm coming for him.
Move cities? Move states? Leave the country? I don't care.
Is that Leicester? Oh no, it's not. Oh.
You wanna kill someone? Take me! Michael!
I want to take his mask off and see the life from his eyes.
Oh, damn.
Wow. Is it gonna be all like mangled under the mask?
Well,
I think?
the thing is, you don't often see him without the mask. I don't think you ever actually do. As far as I can remember, I don't think you see him without his mask on. John Carpenter, love it. Danny McBride as well, love it. Yeah, you don't often see him without his mask on because
Bill Block. That name just made me laugh. Sorry.
okay, you don't often see him without his mask, but he tends to. I don't know if it's like turns into a different person when he's got the mask on. That's certainly what it implied in the last one, because these two sort of investigators went to see him in the mental asylum and they pulled out the mask, and the sort of everyone around him was going loopy just because they saw the mask, and it was kind of like is it the mask that's got the power, or is it Michael that's got the power? Because it's also one of these films where he's a human, but somehow he survives an ungodly amount of pain.
Is that not just like a horror movie thing?
Well, no, but it's
Where
different
it's like
though.
you always seem to like
Because
get life-threatening injuries.
yeah,
and
but on
never die.
the other ones in Nightmare on Elm Street, the reason he doesn't die is because he lives in the dream world. With Friday the 13th, it's because he's literally already dead. With this one, the guy's literally just a human being, but he survives an awful lot of damage. And I think like the implication is that he's just that determined to kill Laurie, I think she's called, who's Jamie Lee Curtis, that the older lass that you saw there.
Why?
I think she's his sister. I'm sure with that. I'm sorry if I'm upsetting all of you, because I know I was taking the mick out of Kate for not knowing all that stuff. But it's been so long since I've seen the Halloweens, and honestly, the continuity in all of them is just woeful at this point. You can't tell which one's which, and you'll see that when we watch all of them. But like, it's honestly, it's so weird. But I always enjoy them actually. I enjoyed the last one. It wasn't like dead original, but it was like, it was still enjoyable. I just enjoy slasher movies. Maybe that's me. Maybe that's my inner psychopath. But I just enjoy like slasher movies, like Scream's one of my favourite.
This is going to be the moment that they'll look back on in the documentary. It was Joe when they do that thing where it's like it freezes over like the photo.
Yeah,
of
and it's
them.
like a flashing grey face.
Yeah, it'll be that of you.
Serial killer.
And just me looking at you like.
There was no yeah, but all of our neighbours will still say there were no signs.
Mm-hmm.
But you, the internet, you have the sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be good. Danny McBride directed the last one. Do you know who Danny McBride is?
No.
He's a really famous comedic actor.
I don't think so.
I will be surprised.
I might know him. I might know the face. I just don't know the name.
I think you will. He started
I'm not very
directing
good with
movies
names.
recently. I think he did an Alien. I think he did Alien Covenant. Anyway, sorry. Oh, he was in GTA 5. Fair play to him. Yeah. Thing is, you had like, I don't know if it was John Carpenter. I can't remember who the original director was. This is going to be another one of those things that everyone gets upset with me about, even though the first 7 minutes of this movie was you not knowing horror movies.
That's because I don't know horror. That's because
people would be more upset about me not knowing who the
because
director
you've
of Halloween
claimed
is.
to know them and you've taken the mick out
Well,
of me.
I do know them. I just don't know them say it as I know like.
The thing
The Lord
is,
of the
the
Rings.
thing is though, is that it's not like I've seen them and just don't know. I feel like that would be worse. It's the fact that I just haven't seen them.
Yeah.
And so I've only seen the horror movies that you've literally had to sit me down and watch.
The Conjurings.
The Conjurings, yeah.
You've seen the Conjurings.
I've seen like 1 or 2 paranormals.
Yeah.
The other like.
You make me sound like such a terrible.
Well, because I wouldn't
Psycho.
watch horror movies if it wasn't for you literally sitting me down and saying you're watching it.
Sorry, It's. Man, sorry, It's. Yeah. God, I love the new It's as well. I might watch one of them tonight. Yeah.
Okay.
I just. It's not my favourite 80s franchise. Because there was like. Obviously, I've probably told you this before. There was like the 80s that had these movies. And they were like really big movies.
Mm-hmm.
Then they sort of, because there was that many sequels going into the sort of 90s, it was like they were dying. Just the slasher horror movie was dying. And then Scream happened in 1996. The year I was born. And sort of revitalised the slasher movie because it sort of it laughed at itself in a way because it was meta. Like it was a slasher horror movie that talked about other slasher horror movies.
Right.
It's like it's a
Yeah.
it's a cool little
They're
niche.
like these are daft kind of movies, and then it's.
And they're
like,
making
it
a
is
Scream
one.
5 now that's going to have Jack Quaid in it. Buzzing! Yeah, but it's yeah, Halloween's not my favourite. Still looks cool though.
It's cool that they're
That's
getting
Jamie
all
Lee
of the
Curtis.
original like survivors.
Yeah. There's also a
They all come
thing.
together.
There's also a thing that supposedly all the 80s horror movies are like.
Intertwined.
Yeah. Because obviously at some point Jason and Freddy fight each other. Because there's a movie called Jason vs. Freddy. And they do fight each other.
Why?
It's actually really popular.
Really?
Mm.
I guess maybe it's just me not having not watched any of them, but it just seems daft
The
to
most
have two.
ambitious crossover.
It's like to have two bad guys of the respective franchises fight each other.
Yeah.
Seems a little weird.
It never makes it clear why they feel the need to fight each other. But these things happen. Yeah, I think we'll watch it. I think we should go through and watch all of those 80s sort of horror niches. There was, I can't remember which one it was. There was one that really scared me once when I was younger.
Is it not Scream?
No, Scream really scared
You
me.
talked about that, about
Scream
how you
really,
had to
yeah.
turn off.
No, but Dad made me watch one. Dad, the real horror master of the family, the one who sat his children down and made them watch horror movies.
Not me though.
Not you, because
I'm the
you're
favourite.
the favourite. But he made us watch. It was probably Nightmare on Elm Street. There's a bit in Nightmare on Elm Street where she's in the dream and she's trying to run away from him, and his arms grow really long. Yeah, it is. It's Nightmare on Elm Street. And his arms grow really long, and he's chasing her down the street with his hands sort of going. And I had a nightmare about. But it was literally a nightmare about a Nightmare on Elm Street. But mine was a lot worse than hers because she could run away. But mine was one of those dreams where you can't run, or like you're running and you don't move.
And your legs are like.
Oh no, you can feel yourself sprinting at foot. You're still getting tired, but you're not moving.
Yeah.
God only knows what state I was in bed. I probably looked like something out of The Exorcist, because I would have just been like full on sprinting, trying to get away from him. So I'll try and recreate that trauma for you. We'll make you watch them.
No, but you were probably a child when you watched them and got scared.
absolutely a
I'm
child.
like an adult and we'll get scared when watching them.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's gonna be good crack.
I mean, you've already got your kicks out of embarrassing me. Because you know I'm not very good when it comes to movies and
It's
stuff.
fine. Like I say, the internet will still take your side. They'll defend you.
Well, because
for
I'm just the innocent person who doesn't know anything about it and you're just laughing at me.
You should have ended that with, I'm just the innocent one who doesn't know anything.
Yeah. That's because that's all it is. That's all our channel
And me
is.
being a snob, saying how
You're like,
terrible
oh,
you
you
are.
don't know what it is. Oh, what was it again?
Yeah.
Who was in the movie? Yeah.
Whatever.
Don't even know who directed it.
It was John Carpenter. John Carpenter directed Halloween. There was a second one. It's the second sort of telling of Halloween that I can't get. It came out, and me and Nicole stayed up and watched it. But it was like It was like more modern, and it was a lot gorier.
I guess it's a slasher movie. It kind of has to be gory, doesn't it?
No, like this was
No?
overly gory. Like
Oh, it was
in these ones, they're not terribly gory. Like you might see someone's. I think there was a kill in the last one where like he sort of pulled this lad down on a fence and the thing went up his head like that. And that's not all that gory. But in this other one, you see him sort of going up to this copper and you can see him hacking his head off, and it sort of shows you his neck, and you can see him like proper hacking this guy's head off.
Yeah. I
And
think
it's
when I
like-
talk about like a slice and then it's just like bleh.
No, even that's not overly gory. Like this was proper, like
Like you can see like the
the sinews and stuff. But anyway,
like if you were cutting like slicing bread. Because you have to get like cut it, don't you? Oh, you wouldn't know because you don't do anything like that, do you? When it comes to food and cooking.
no, I just ring the little bell and get my food brought to me.
Because God knows you don't know what the kitchen is.
Shut up. That was
You've
just,
got to embarrass me, Sam. Just
this was us reacting to the Halloween Kills trailer. Let us know down. That's Jamie Lee Curtis. Let us. Lorie Strode. That's her name. I hope I can get that wrong. Lorie Strode. I think that's her name. I only know that from Dead by Daylight. I think. I hope. God, I hope I'm not wrong. If I am,
this is gonna be the thing in the comments, isn't it?
no.
Where
Once
everyone's gonna be
once
like,
I've researched it, like before this video goes, I'll know whether or not I can cut this bit out.
no, you're not allowed to do that.
Well, I'm the editor. I can
You're
do
just,
what I
you're
want.
just gonna leave all the bits in of me being a mong and
Yeah,
just
that's getting
take-
unfiltered, unedited. Yeah. Let us know down in the comments what you think about this film, about the 80s films. Tell us how mongish Katie was or how mongish I am. But nicely, in a nice way, in a wholesome way.
Yeah.
Don't be mean. Because we enjoy seeing these funny comments, but like if people saying they love you and hate me. We love saying stuff like that, but in a nice way.
I know that I monged out there, but I couldn't help it. I didn't know.
Your
I
voice
genuinely
sounded so given up there. He's given up with horror movie knowledge.
no, because I know I don't know anything about horror movies. I'm not like sad over it, but I also
Yeah.
don't want to see people being mean
Yeah,
about it.
just don't be mean. Just be nice. We like seeing nice comments.
Yeah, just tell me how great I am.
Also, be nice to each other as well. Don't just be nice to us. Be nice to each other. We've had videos in the past where the commenters sort of
Yeah.
have a go at other commenters, and it's not nice. Even if someone's been horrible to us, don't be nasty to them. Be better than them. like the video, subscribe, ding the bell to be notified when we upload. We upload every day. Look, I'm tickling Lorie Strode's chin. I don't know why that came into my head. Anything else you want to say?
No, I think that's it. I think that's all. Just end the video.
I never want to. She does not look happy about it.
How old are you?
I need to know.